So let me ask y'all this, ladies. If a man is cooking with some Nike spandex and his dick print showing, and the camera is above his kneecap and up to the bottom of his chest, do you think that'd be a good content strategy? Because I've been looking for content strategies for my new channel and shit.
Are you gonna get a
What do
model
you
to
say,
do
Dottie?
that?
You say yeah? I mean, just admit it, Shan. Don't be sitting here talking about help you, Jesus.
Bro, don't nobody want to see that shit, man.
I'm not asking you, nigga. What
When I
pause,
do
nigga?
see men
That
online
shit,
being
man.
sexy, when I see men being muscular, when I see them just like doing their thing and they like got some rhythm to them, I'm like, dang, they bringing sexy back. Like, cause for me, being a '90s baby, I was in the era of sexy. Okay, Pretty Willie, Pretty Wiki, Ricky, all them. Like, we had the guys that love women and love showing that they love women and they took care of themselves and like looking sexy. Like, bring back those men. Like, maybe women will start acting right. Stop thinking about the money all the time. Because I tell you, them men, like, I went on a date recently and I was just like, this is like, now I understand why these type of men are entitled. The ones that stay groomed and kind of muscular. Just being in their presence is like, oh, okay, this is enough. Like,
And a man
I
that's
get it.
vulnerable to a woman. That's why 90s R&B was so beloved, because that's
What
when
do you mean
men
by
were
vulnerable?
vulnerable. Men were vulnerable in music. They would be like, "Oh my, I
Come on,
miss my
put
woman. I
that
want my
woman
woman. Please,
first.
baby,
For
please."
heartbreak. If I had one
That's
wish,
that's
You better
attractive to
put that
women. When men are
woman
more
first.
vulnerable, when men are willing to, when men are not like, I'm the prize, and that's attractive to women.
And
That's
I
where
why
miss
they at
90s
now?
R&B is
I,
90s R&B.
I miss that music too, but all those niggas was crying and begging.
And
and they all had all the
All
girls
them
at their
niggas' life is in
concert.
and
shambles
They
right
was
And
now.
now
on
y'all
girls
laughing
in
at them when they
panties.
dancing on stage today
Girls
in
in
their old
panties.
age.
They
What is that
wasn't in
got
the
them?
crowd being
What's the
ratchet.
dude name?
It was girls in
Hypothetically, of
panties.
course. What's the name? What's the dude name that sang that song? And then the other one, put the woman first. What's his name? I don't even know these niggas' names, bro.
Jaheim? Is that Jaheim?
Jaheim.
Lord,
Jaheim is
y'all
back
ain't
on the
even come
scene
save him.
too,
Ain't
looking
nobody try
good.
to give him no rent-free house or nothing.
But if you notice, it was the younger woman who was mainly upset, who was giving the comments, because
They
they're
ain't took them.
told to, those are the women who still like, oh, y'all tell us to act a certain way and y'all tell us that these girls are a problem, but you're supporting these girls. So that's what the younger girls, I think, felt like. And I think they was doing like a little trend, because you could tell they had their fake boyfriend, fake call. But the older women were just like, I hate the way sometimes older black women talk to younger black women. It just like, or try to address them or try to get through to them, because it's like the delivery be sometimes it lacks empathy, and they're like, what is you doing? Da, 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 da. Why is y'all mad? You just mad. You need to do that. One girl was like, I do cook for you. Where's my recipe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you use my recipes? Like, what is it about me to where I couldn't motivate you to cook, but she could? So that's how I think younger women is going to think. And I think some of those women who were responding was kind of immature. I think a mature version is like the ladies on that panel, like, okay, what's wrong with it? Like, we
You mean the older
understand,
ladies?
but they wasn't judging, the women that was complaining. They was just like, I don't see the difference if you're asking my opinion. But a lot of those older women was getting on them younger girls. I'm like, dang,
Sweeney, I caught that.
what he say?
I'm just saying. She said they need to be like the older ones. Ain't all of y'all the same women that was in commenting on the post telling the other young ladies what's wrong with y'all?
That's what I'm
Because
saying. It
all of
seemed
y'all
like
said
the
I don't
people in
see
the
nothing wrong
comments
with
be
it.
mad, more mad than the actual users. Now, I was upset at my generation in the comments, because I'm like, first off, how did y'all come across this? How did y'all get in their business? I'm confused, and it was mainly men that was sharing it, because I'm like, yeah, the women, like you see, none of us really saw it. So the fact that y'all are still getting this in your algorithms is like, okay, what you got on your timeline right now? She's 23. Like, I'm trying to figure out.
Oh,
What they
she's
got to do with the person
23.
in China?
It has to do
Mm.
with a lot. Some of the men was like, I ain't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about. I seen them share it, but usually when men share stuff and it has a certain opinion, I'm like, let me just read the comment. When it's too much, I'm like, okay. And I could see the little clip of her and her outfit. I ain't got time
It's
for
a
this.
girl shaking ass
It's
online
petty.
cooking
Yeah,
food.
it's petty.
y'all saying,
But the
oh, she's
women
only
that the
23.
men are talking
Like
about
we all
some
don't
they're
recognize
mad,
ass or
they're
something.
younger women. The older women not even saying it. Y'all talking to the younger women too. Like, why is y'all mad? Because the younger women they thought that you men wanted substance. And when you support anything other than substance, yes, the younger women are going to be mad because they don't get it yet. When they get older, they don't realize this is something that's really instilled in y'all. Look, y'all still dealing with it at this age. They don't get it. So when they get older, they'll get experience in life. And
That the
they'll see
men
that
say
that's
one thing
something that they
and
really
one
care about.
another.
Men don't really
Yeah.
care about
Oh
substance
God.
sometimes.
That's just
Uh-huh.
titillation,
No.
though. You have to understand that's not like we're gonna go ahead and try to wife her up. Ain't nobody really checking for her like that. It's titillation, and it's no more, no less. That's all it is. We go online,
That's what they
you
care
see
about. They're
something,
younger
and women
women.
from 18 to
That's what they
25
care
are
about.
universally more attractive to men. Sorry, physically. That's so when you're watching that on whether it be TV, whether it be your favorite OF joint or whatever it is that you get down with, you're looking for the younger woman. Ain't nobody checking for the homegirls in their 40s when they trying to get their rocks off or whatever it is that they do. They not really checking for that. I'm sorry. The women in their prime, you know what the ages are, and you could shame us for it if you like, but we don't really care. That's just what it is. You can be mad all you want, but that's just what people look for. That's not who they trying to marry, though, for the most part, right? Most of us are not trying to marry that much outside of our age. The statistics prove it. So when it comes to a wife, yes, people are looking for substance because you have to live with that every day. And it's only but so much ass shaking and food cooking that you can do. The reason why most women have a problem with this, let's talk about it, is because a lot of women can't throw down like that or are not willing to throw down like that. And that's the bigger issue. That's why it's a whole lot of mad ass women out here right now because they don't know how to throw down or they ain't willing to. They too lazy. I ain't hear nobody over here say they doing like 5-6 times a week. I would love to hear that. Are the ladies on the panel cooking 5-6 times a week for their homeboy? I'm not saying that nobody is, but I bet you it's not the majority.
Nope.
Yeah.
Casey, we ain't ask you because we already know.
Husband.
We already
Okay.
know.
All right, like
I ain't hear nobody else step up
Definitely
though.
not. Yeah.
Nah, but it wasn't the older people that was upset. Like I said, it was the younger girls. And they were saying they do
Yeah.
cook. So they was just mad. I cook. You use one of my recipes. You use something I taught you.
A lot of men are sending these
Now, I
to
do feel
women
like a
because
lot of
we're
those
trying to give
little
y'all
girls were
hints.
single, though. I feel like they were single, didn't have a man, just on that complaining because she knew what a man liked. A lot of women, they do be jealous about that. I ain't gonna lie. That could be a part of it. Like, dang, you doing something he like? It's that simple. Like, sometimes it's just that simple.
Hey, Shan, you ain't said that,
You
bro.
just hit the die. I'm sorry, Shan. I'll just say this right quick. Die, you just hit the nail on the head. That's where the whole pick me culture comes from and all that. If women are doing anything that is around catering to a man in the social media age that we're currently in, it automatically becomes a situation that is, oh, you must have low self-esteem. Why are you dancing and doing all this for him? And what is he doing for you? And what are you getting out of it? And oh, you're a pick me or whatever, all the different names, a mammy and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, you said something with that one. Go ahead, Shan. I'm sorry.
So bring it back. So I heard about this girl maybe 3 days ago. I think I told JR this, and I heard it in my classroom after school. Nothing that interests my kids usually interests me. We don't even look at the same stuff, okay? But the fact that my students were having a conversation about this young lady is crazy to me. And then that's kind of, I was like, is she young or something? Like, why? Because she's never come across my timeline. She just hasn't. I didn't see anything different than what has been put out there. I don't think it's because she's cooking. I do think it's the twerking because people cook all the time. There's somebody said sophisticated people who cook great meals. Sometimes I look at them, get, some good ideas and everything. I do think that the twerking part does bring in, because men like sex and they like to eat two things. that men like. So it does bring in that attention. No different from I like to see the women asking their men, well, what do I pay? You know, the little paying thing that's what moves me. So paying them bills. So there are things that move men and there are things that move women. We can't knock men for being sexual creatures. They like what they see. And like I said, they like food. So obviously it's going to be on their timeline. It's going to be something they talk about. Women are jealous because of it, I guess. I don't see why, but because I've seen worse. This girl is actually like mildly. I've seen. So I don't know why it's such a big deal, but I don't think it's a big deal amongst grown folks. I think it's a big deal towards really, the younger population, if that makes any sense, because I've not heard it since my students.
Actually, Shan, I disagree. I think it is the cooking that made it even bigger.
So you've never seen people with their clothes on very well?
I'm gonna explain why. I do. Yes, the ass shaking had a point, but women shake their ass on TikTok all the time.
I agree.
They've done every ass shaking. There was women literally getting naked in front of a yellow light that was, and all you saw was their silhouette, and they did that for months. So her going viral had to be more than just shaking ass.
It was both.
Well, no, because what you're saying,
a wife get picked for, and something that a hoe get rejected for. She put them together.
But what you're doing is you're telling us things that all too went viral, and they all went viral because of sex moves things, right? These are all things that go viral. This is one of those things that went viral because of the exact reason the silhouette thing went viral, and all the things that you're mentioning went viral. It's because it has a sex. People are anything about twerking, whether we like it or not, it's gonna go viral, right? And the person who I like what's his name? Smoking with, it's a guy who does food. His food is amazing. He's an older guy, family guy. I love his food. He ain't going viral. It's people who cook, like get down in the kitchen cooking, and they not going viral. So, and like somebody mentioned, the older woman who claps at the end, I've seen her come across mine, and if she wasn't clapping at the end, it's just a plate of food. Everybody cooks a good plate of food. It's nothing extra to it. It's the clapping of her cheeks at the end that gives it a little bit of, and she like, that's how I got a ring. Like, let's not play dumb here.
But we can make the argument that we can make the argument that there are plenty of women that shake ass online and they don't go viral all the time either. Just like there are a bunch of people that cook.
Yeah, that's because they're not doing nothing wife-like, so y'all not supporting it. Because she's shaking ass and doing something wife-like, y'all men are now supporting and pushing it.
Right. So she's doing two things. So she's doing two things that people find to be attractive. It's almost like if you were OnlyFans, if you were to get two things that your audience really, really likes and you combine them together, you're gonna, go.
So it is. So the cooking has a heavy influence on it, right?
No,
it's also like a finger wagging. It's also like a finger wagging from the manosphere. They're like, see, this is what y'all should be doing. If you want to be a wife, if you want to be chosen, if you want to be picked, this is what you should be doing. It's a response. It's just
shaking
the
ass for your man while cooking him a meal.
It's just the manosphere feeding the narrative, because there are plenty of women shaking ass and there are plenty of women cooking, right? But for some reason, y'all feel as though y'all will condemn a woman for shaking her ass, but because she made Alfredo, all of a sudden it's acceptable. All of a sudden she's not exploiting herself. All of a sudden these conversations about weaves and twerking and Christianity go out the window because she made you a bacon, egg, and cheese.
But listen to this. I think Trev said it earlier. He said that these are the women that we like to look at. We don't necessarily wife these women, right? I think that I don't think that she's what he's saying is wifey material, because obviously wifey material for most men isn't getting on the internet and twerking with a plate. But they do like the fact that they are getting to women to say, hey, this is what men like. You should try it. Maybe you want the woman you want who may not be twerking in, to take some pointers behind the camera, not in front of the camera. Maybe that's what.
I think any man will be happy to see his wife shaking her ass for him while making him a plate. I think any man will be like that.